It is almost 10:30 at night. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show about cosplay, conventions, and all the extra nerdy bits and bytes. We've been trying to get this episode for a hot minute, so I'm very happy to have found some time with my wonderful friend, KarnageCos with me today.
Howdy.
So, before we get into it, I mean, if you're wondering why, because I'm like positive I've had you on the show before, a long time
Yeah.
ago. So
Yeah,
in
it's
case,
been a hot minute.
yeah, if everyone forgot, the reason why this is set up this way is because I'm in the U.S. You're down under, so
Yeah. G'day.
how's, how's it living in the future?
Yeah, it's all right. Your Saturday afternoon is predicted to be sunny. If it's anything like mine. It is 17 Celsius, which is, let me see what that is in Fahrenheit. Celsius to Fahrenheit. 62.6 degrees.
That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. I mean, I'm looking at the weather app on my phone. Yeah, we're just getting clouds. Just cloudy tomorrow. So no sunshine until possibly Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. Anyway, you're here. I'm here. I'm awake. I'm drinking the last of my hot coffee that I warmed up in the microwave. So, 1 second.
Oh yeah, because you guys don't have like kettles.
Kettles?
Yeah, I could not imagine putting a drink in the microwave. Awful. No.
I don't do that often. The only reason why I did it is
Okay.
because I just before we get into the episode, just a quick fun little backstory. This was originally when we were gonna do the episode. I think I made this cup of coffee at like 7 at night. I fell asleep at like 8:30 because that's what you do in your 30s. You lose all sense to stay up late. And then I literally woke up like 9:45, and then I was thinking to myself, can I fall back asleep, or is this it? Is this my opportunity window? And then got to messaging you, trying to figure out other options, but I'm like, you know what, just fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. We're gonna do this.
Okay, we ball.
We ball. Yeah. No, I used my fancy coffee machine to make coffee.
Yeah, no, I remember that you've got that, but it's like I still wouldn't put anything in the microwave.
I haven't done that in a long time. So, because I typically, I make the coffee and then I drink it all before it gets cold.
Yeah.
And I was literally sitting in my bed. I had it on my little night table next to me to help keep drinking to stay up. Clearly that didn't work. Whether or not the caffeine is now taking effect remains to be seen, but I feel like it is. So yeah, we're here. There's the preamble. Just side note, hi, I adore you and I miss you, and I'm glad we found the time to catch up and talk about all the things that we've been up to. Just also side note, do you want to at some point talk about Japan from my point of view?
I mean, if you want. I've never been, so.
You've never been. Okay. I'll briefly touch on it because I mean I did a whole episode about it, but then that was during the whole me not realizing my audio levels were low, so people could barely hear me. And then I talked about it in the last episode. So if the listener does not mind me talking about it again, I will gladly talk about it. But according to my notes here, I have us catching up PAX Australia, which was late last year.
Yeah, so that's in October. Um, so because I've been like a guest or creator at a bunch of cons in the past like year. So there was
That's great.
DreamHack Melbourne. Then there was let's go in order. So there was DreamHack Melbourne, then there was Anamaga, then there was PAX, and then there was TGX.
Damn.
And then I went to IEM as well. So
Okay.
boy's a big shot now, crazy.
I know. Look at you. Look at you go. And then I also
And
you were an official content creator for a convention in this past March.
in March, yeah, that's TGX, yeah.
That's TGX. Okay.
That's the most recent.
Great.
And then I've got 2 more happening in July. So I haven't posted about it yet, so it's a little sneak peek. I'm
Exclusive.
also exclusive. I posted it on my story, but I haven't done like a feed post. But I'm also going to be sent interstate and to a different convention who I get to be a official creator for called AvCon. So it's in Adelaide, South Australia. So about 8 hours away from me.
8 hours? Jeez. Okay. All right.
Because I'm driving there, so it'll be only like maybe like a 3-hour flight if I was flying, or 2-hour, but
Aha.
driving
Interesting.
over.
Yeah. Wow. You. I love that you're a busy bee. I love it. I love it. So, I guess. I guess based on my notes, I mean, we can just start with. I guess PAX
Do we go in
Australia.
chronological order?
What?
We can go in chronological order because
Yeah.
PAX was in October. So the first one would be DreamHack, which was, I believe, April 24.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Yeah, April, end of April. So I've got highlights for these, so I'm just like refreshing.
No worries. No worries.
So because you've got DreamHack in America as well.
We.
So
Yes, you're right. I don't know the specifics or like
yeah,
where we have it, but I know I've seen it posted
it's in
elsewhere.
Dallas, which I know for sure. But it's also in somewhere else in America. I'm not too certain. And then it's also like big in Europe as
I know
well.
it's in Europe, yeah. And now that you said Dallas, and I'm like, no, wait, that rings a bell. You're right.
So DreamHack was my favorite convention. I was obsessed. So in Australia, we've just got like the one like convention center per city. Like I used to be in Brisbane or Gold Coast there, so I was in a different state called Queensland, and each of those cities have a convention center, and that's the only
Right.
ones in the state, essentially. Um, and so any kind of convention or competition or anything is all at those,
Right.
and that's like the only like venue. Whereas in Melbourne, we've also only got the one convention center, um, but we've also got a lot of like, how do I word this? It's like we've got like arenas for like music, like Rod Laver Arena, for instance. So
Okay.
instead of DreamHack being at the convention center, they hired out the Rod Laver Arena. So this is like typically a music venue or like a sports venue, but they hired it out for like an esports convention. So I thought that was super cool, and they're like the first one to do that here.
Okay.
So like I've seen like different like bands and stuff at this very place. But then I got to play dress up at the same place, which is super cool. Um, so I went as Elderwood Ari on the Friday. So it was a 3-day con, which is massive here. We don't get 3-day conventions, whereas in America, you've guys got like week-long conventions.
Really, three days aren't the norm because usually we do have. Yeah, I think for us it's mostly either 3 to 4 day conventions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like that's why PAX is so big here, because it is like the only like 3-day convention. Well, was. It's now slowly getting more normalized. I sent you my little cosplay lineup on Discord for
Oh,
DreamHack.
all right. Just gonna like take a peek. That way it won't.
So that's what I wore, because it was, yeah, at like the Olympic Park. And they had like a big rainbow road. And everything. It was super cute.
Okay.
And then I was put on like the little posters and everything, which was fun. I really liked it.
Nice.
I'll show you the Aria one. But unfortunately, DreamHack no longer exists because it was funded with like city council, like a tourism thing. But then, yeah, it didn't work out too well. So now we no longer have DreamHack.
Oh no. Ooh.
Yeah, it was my favorite con. As you know, I'm really into esports, and it being like esports focused was super cool. And then we got lanyards, which we also isn't the norm here. Typically, it's just like the little paper wristbands. But we got like lanyards. Well, creators did.
Yeah.
And they had like a big like rainbow road outside, very like inclusive. And their like creator space was like on like a different level, so you had to walk like the orange carpet, because obviously DreamHack's color is like orange.
Yep.
And yeah, I went up to the creator level and I got to hang out with Kimpatsu Cosplay, who I've loved for so many moons.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Um, yeah, she came up to me and was like, "Oh my god, I love your wig," and I was like, "Oh my god, hello." 'Cause I was in my Vi cosplay. Um, and yeah, she was like complimenting my wig. Um, and she's like, "You're so cute," and because I'm obviously significantly shorter than her.
Yes. Yes. It's true. Kimpatsu is a very tall lady, from what I've seen.
But she, yeah, like I've seen her in person now and can confirm, and I was in heels too.
Oh
But
my god. Jeez. Yeah, you're definitely
and
big.
yeah,
Yeah, it makes sense. Your lineup makes sense. Big into League of Legends. I mean, if it's DreamHack being a primarily esports convention, yeah, that checks out.
but yeah, she was one of the cosplay competition like judges.
Gotcha.
So, and then one of my closest friends, she was competing in the competition that Kimpatsu was judging, and she won. So that was super, super fucking cool.
Oh shit.
She
Oh
came
wow.
first. Yeah, so seeing her on the big stage, I was crying because I was so proud of her. Um, I was getting emotional. I was just like, oh my god! And it's like first thing Sunday morning. It was it was a lot. But then like the whiplash of watching like the cosplay comp and then having to go to like the other side of the convention to then watch like the esports was was fun, because they had the was it they had the both League of Legends and Counter Strike for that weekend on the Sunday, like the finals.
Okay. Yep.
Um, yeah, because it wasn't as hyped this year, because the year prior they had TSM challenges. Oh no, it was TSM like retired players versus like the best of the best, like the goated Australian team kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, and it was like these players that I was watching when I was like a teenager, and they're there, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like so hype. But then obviously, even though they're like a lot older, like these people are in their like mid-30s now, and for League of Legends, that's super old. They destroyed Australia. We're not good at video games down here.
Mid thirties
Aside
equals
from,
old in esports. Got it. So
yeah,
I'm an old man in this case. Yes. Thank you.
yeah. In terms of esports, so am I, and I'm not even 30 yet. But yeah, it's like you need all your reflexes and everything. But I love DreamHack, and I will always be sad that we don't get it anymore.
Oh, that's
Like
a
if
bummer.
I'm ever going to America for whatever reason, it will be for DreamHack or League of Legends Worlds.
Okay, sure.
I was like, I love esports. I don't care about actual sports.
Yeah, I can't get into esports. I I mean, I guess it just stemmed from my. I don't know. I don't know if distaste is a strong word. I don't like League of Legends, just flat out. Even after
Which
I
is fair.
tried to play it years ago, when like I think everyone like it was sort of at it. I feel like it's always been at a hype. I don't know. I don't know. I tried. I couldn't get into it, and it was just very confusing. Even though I guess esports wise, I mean, I guess I just don't watch it because it's like you could argue that like, well, I mean, now I play Marvel Rivals, which I mean has some esports components to it since it's basically an Overwatch clone.
Yeah, they are making an esports for it now.
Right. Um, I mean, I just like when I'm not trying to play like ranked for the sole purpose of getting to a specific rank to get a skin, which is what I did I think last season, trying to get an invisible woman skin, which I did. I hit like gold 3 and then I stopped because it gave me an anger that I have not seen in myself since I was a kid of getting frustrated with video games. So I was like, yeah, none of that. No, thank you. So I just play casual now and trying to
Yeah.
save up for skins and clearing out the battle pass the freeway. So, like, yes, I'll miss out on like the luxury paid stuff like costumes and whatnot, but I was like, I don't care. I don't care. Like now I think the last new character I started to try and kind of love is I've been playing as Emma Frost because yes,
Yeah.
Dami Mommy, thank you. Um, which I've never in all my years of playing like multiplayer games, I've never done like a tank role. Like not even in World of Warcraft. So and she's a tank. So
You cave for the dummy
I
mommy.
caved to those thighs, man. Jeez. And she's actually a lot of fun. I'm slowly getting to like it to click, like understanding how she works, and it's been great. And I saved up for her extra evolution skin, so I got this big old tit just hanging out there. um, yeah, and then Johnny Storm, I play as him. I also got him to click, and then Psylocke and Moon Knight, and but my main is Sue Storm. So like, cause I've done healing roles before, mostly in WoW. But God,
Yeah.
Sue is just so much fun to play.
What role is she?
Invisible Woman, she is a healer. She's a strategist.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I haven't played Rivals yet. I was big into Overwatch, obviously, and then now it's just like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I definitely give it a shot if you have any interest in like like the Marvel Comics side of it all, which I certainly do. I guess they just released a video of the next fighter they're including, which is also a strategist. They're adding Ultron.
yeah, I did see that. His ult looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm like I might try him out for a couple of rounds, but I'm like I have too many characters I play as already. I don't want to like add more to the stack.
Yeah. It's like when I played Overwatch, I was like, I have to be able to be good at everyone. So because I was in Diamond on Overwatch.
Oh, fancy.
And yeah, with that, I was like making sure that I could play at like at least like a plat level with like everyone.
Sure.
And then the amount of times that I was just like taking like my friends' accounts who are in like bronze or silver, and I'm like, hey, can I see if I'm like good at this character? And then I'd get their account up to like plat or diamond, and I'm like, thanks, here you go, here's your account back.
Oh my god. Uh,
Like my friend only played Zenyatta, so I was on his account, and I was like, I'm only gonna play Zenyatta. And then I was like, because his name was Matt, I was like, look, you're a plat Matt now.
that's funny.
But I will be cosplaying for Marvel Rivals soon though, because as you know, I've already done Squirrel Girl, but now I'm gonna be doing her Marvel Rivals outfit because I like that they made her thick.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen artwork. Good God. Good God. Um. So.
and then yeah, Jessica Negri did her recently as well,
Yep.
and she looked amazing.
Yep. And she did Emma. Also looked amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, yes, please.
and she did the Malice skin as well. Also looked
And
amazing.
yeah, yeah, she's cosplaying all my wives. I'm like, yes, please do more. You're cosplaying as all my mains. Please do more. Please and thank you. I think I actually, they had like a thing going on where like, I got like at the end of like this little like card thing, you get like a costume coin, which gave you a free costume from a select list. And I got a free costume for Psylocke. So all my characters I play as have a skin except for Moon Knight. So now I think I'm just gonna like buckle down and save up for one of his skins. I think his MCU themed skin, more taken from the show. I think I like that one.
Okay,
I like that one more than his other skin, which is like his Mr. Knight skin. Cause I don't know.
right.
It's just him in like his business suit, which I like the business suit, but like the cape being added to it just looks weird. So I think his like MCU TV show skin just looks so cool. I was like, I will save up for that as long as it'll take, because I ended up paying for real to get the rest of like point or funds needed to get the Malice skin because I caved. Because Jesus, that design.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I still can't believe that's a legit design from the comics. Like apparently that was a thing, which is hilarious.
It looks a lot different in the comics because yeah, I'm familiar with the comic that it's inspired by, and yeah, the story's a little bit yikes. Um,
I think I read it too. Yeah, it is yikes. It is.
yeah, she has a miscarriage and then goes evil, and
Oh Jesus.
that's her outfit.
Oh god.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the outfit isn't as lewd
I mean,
in the comics, but it is like yeah, inspired.
interesting. Yeah. Yes.
So yeah.
Oh boy.
The design's really cool, but I'm like, I don't like the story.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Um.
So
So in looking at your lineup, it was. I mean, it was all League of Legends.
it's all league.
All League. Yep.
But it wasn't just all league. So a fun little thing. Um, so the second one I sent is just like a little poster from it.
Right.
But the lineup, so that was Heart Ache Vi, Heart Still Kane, and Heart Seeker Yumi. So it was all like a little heart themed weekend as well, on top of it all being league.
Okay. Um. So
Thing.
I guess. Yeah, because I was like, thank God you clarified that because I'm looking at the pictures of like the first two. I'm like, are they the same character? Or no? So they're just a skin.
No,
So
one is a lesbian and one is an emo.
okay, all right. Did you find like for each of the? Was there one day during DreamHack where you were like I guess what I'm going for is, were all the cosplays like comfortable to wear during the convention?
Um, so the first time I wore Heartache Vi, I wore like all the accessories and stuff, and it was like very annoying. But
Right.
this time I like lessened like the little knickknacks that no one's gonna see anyways. So she became comfortable, so I wasn't having to like pull up socks or like adjust like the little bracelets or anything. Um, and then Saturday was super comfortable. I'm just in a crop top and leggings with a jacket. Like, but Saturday was super fun because a lot of people also cosplayed that same like skin line, and because they're like a
Interesting.
boy band, so it was super cool. I filmed some like videos, like little boy band esque videos, which was super cool.
Right.
And then my friend Percy, who's shorter than me, he's like 4'10". He was cosplaying like the big tall muscle man. So he's like a big buff cat boy, and he's like 8 feet tall. And yeah, the 4'10" guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna cosplay him, and he looked amazing. But it was very funny me being like the shorter emo dude, cosplaying,
Oh my god.
being taller than the muscle man. It was very fun. But we did like little like boy band photos, and I'm like kneeling on the ground, so then he looks taller.
Great.
It was really fun. And then one of my friends wore his platform boots, so he's like 6 foot tall, but then he's dressed up as like the 5 foot tall like twink in the boy band.
Oh my
So
god.
all the heights were all over the place, but it was very amusing.
Yeah.
And then the Sunday I was just comfy because cat girl, and that's when it was watching the cosplay comp and the esports. So I just did like a little inspired outfit for it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because we're not used to 3-day cons. 3-day cons are exhausting because we're not used to that.
Yeah, yeah. I felt okay, like, just because of things going on. I resorted to going. I mean, I was gonna cancel PAX East, um,
Yeah, I
but
saw
then
that.
I somehow found a cheaper room in the same hotel I was staying at, which saved just a couple $100 off. And then, like, they gave me an offer where it was like, you know, charge food that you eat to the room and get a $15 credit to it. So, I mean, I basically had dinner at my hotel every night, um, sitting alone at the bar, because it's a, I mean, it's I mean, it's just sometimes it's a bummer trying to meet up with friends for dinner, but like everyone else has planned, and like that's 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 one of the, I think, tricky things. Not I don't want to say like least favorite things about the con. It's just like, because I it can be tough sometimes just going by yourself,
Yeah,
and
no,
just like
I
hoping,
refuse to go by myself.
and like hoping to, like, I did get to see a lot of my friends. I did get to have like very emotional conversation with them because of stuff I was going through before the convention. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, it was yeah, because PAX East was like Thursday to Sunday, and the only thing I missed was, and I think it was either on a Thursday or Friday, but for those that were part of the media, like I was, they got the chance to wander around the expo hall for the first hour before the con opened to the public.
Yeah,
And
yeah, we do that here as well.
yeah, I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday, but either way, I missed it because I showed up Friday morning, checked into my hotel, and then went straight to the con. And yeah, I mean, I can get into that a little more, but I know I have a planned full blown episode about it next week, so hopefully everyone's excited for that. But anything else about DreamHack that you loved before you want to move on to the next convention you were at?
I loved everything about DreamHack. I love DreamHack. Just I don't know. I could yap about it all day, but they painted like murals on like the streets of Melbourne for it as well. There's so many like community meetups as well for it, which was really cool.
Yeah.
They had like an expo hall. Um, I got free Monster all weekend, and then in like the creator space, there was like places for you to like charge your phone, touch up your makeup.
Yeah.
Like we were spoiled. There was like a bar with like food up there as well, which was cool. Um, yeah, I loved it, and I'm sad that it hopefully it returns in the future. But yeah, it's like a bit hard because one of the big things about it was the Australian League of Legends scene, but now with the changes that Riot's made, there is no longer a Australian League of Legends scene because we're merged with like Vietnam, Japan, Hong Kong, and like the Philippines.
Interesting.
So yeah, so we don't have any like league finals to showcase. So I
Yeah.
don't know if it will return, but amazing. And then the photographer for the Australian, like the LCO is what it was called. So the League Ocean, the League Circuit Oceania. Um, like he took my photos, which was really cool. And there was like a little spinny camera thing. Mineral Blue was there as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I shot with Mineral Blue and Martin Wong also took my photo as well, which is super cool.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really exciting. And then what else? Yeah, that's pretty much all from DreamHack.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you mentioned that they had like a creator space room to like charge your phone and whatnot. That was exactly the same thing that PAX East had. They had a media slash creators room where people could like charge their phones, take a take like a break. I saw some people there with their laptops, like either charging it or like either playing a game or maybe doing some typing, some work.
Like editing, even, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but it was so funny because the whole like creator space, because then next door there was like a creator like club like mixer people could hang out at. I didn't do it, but it was all sponsored by Red Bull. So
Yeah, yeah, Red Bull's a big sponsor for our events here as well, and Monster.
yeah, so like the second I came in and picked up my badge, I guess I got um the guy behind the desk like gave me like a 2 pack of Red Bull for free. Like every
Oh
media
yeah.
person was getting it, and then like also like in the media room there was like just a Red Bull mini cooler fridge with Red Bull in it, and you could take one as often as you wanted. So I made sure to do that every time I went to that room, and like I feel like
Yeah.
this is like it was the one weekend where I can't remember the last time I had that much Red Bull in my life.
Because yeah, we had the same thing, but it was a Monster fridge, and we could just like take Monster whenever we wanted, like go upstairs and buy one. Oh, not buy one,
Oh,
get one. So yeah,
oh,
free Monsters, full size, even the coffee ones as well.
oh my god.
Um, like non-creators as well could just go into like the expo hall and go to like the Monster booth in there. Um, but like that's a bit of like a journey, and they would like close sooner than the like creator room.
Right.
So I'd like go up and like bring down goodies for like the crew that I was hanging out with. Be like, everyone gets a Monster.
Yeah.
Um, but the coffee ones were there, which are really good as well
Yeah.
because
They
they were
had.
the like creator room exclusive ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Our that Red Bull fridge. I mean, they had the normal Red Bull, but then they had like their summer edition flavor, which was like white peach flavor, and that was the first time I tried it. It's a good flavor. think it's my new favorite. So
Yeah, we haven't had the white peach hit Australia yet, so maybe in a couple months it'll eventually rock up
yeah,
because we get everything a bit later than the rest of the world because we're so far away.
yeah, that makes sense to an extent.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So there was DreamHack, and then what came after that? Was it PAX?
Now PAX is October, so prior to PAX it would be Animaga. So
Okay.
Australia doesn't really have many big anime conventions. We've got one in Sydney, which is the state over from me. So either 2 hour flight or 8.5 hour drive from where I am currently. Um, and so they've got the big anime convention, but like other states are trying to pop up like smaller conventions, which is really cute. And Anamaga has like a maid cafe as well that a lot of my friends work at.
Oh,
But
cool.
they like the little graphic of me and posted me on their feed, which is really cool. And then I organized like a big Jujutsu Kaisen cosplay group for the Anamaga previously, because this is their first time doing any like creator passes or anything. So
Okay.
I organized like a little not JoJo's, JJK cosplay group, and then they used those photos on the website, being like, "Oh, we'll be having photo shoots and cosplay meetups," and I'm like, "I organized that." You didn't. That's me.
Oh no.
Um, so that was a little bit, Um, but I was on the website, uncredited, and then, but because of where it is, so with the convention center, it's in like South Wharf, so it's in like a kind of like shipping dock area.
Okay. Yep.
Because the city of Melbourne is like in like a bay. Because obviously, most Australian cities that are like highly, or like all the main cities of Australia are all on a coast. So Melbourne's in like a bay. So you walk outside of the convention center, and there's all like just boats, like just docked
Okay. Yep. Yep.
there. But then there's like a strip of like restaurants and stuff that are like by the water and all that stuff. And one of my friends has a bar there, and they had a little Anamaga after party, so which was really nice. And they had like dino nuggies
Oh
at
my
a
god.
bar, so they got dino nuggies. I wanted mashed potato with my nuggets, so I brought in like mashed potato for them to make me.
Oh my god.
I'm just I'm just being a menace. Favorite bar on the planet. I love them, and because they're right next to the convention, so they get like a lot of people coming in
A lot of foot traffic. Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah, so they had $6 pints, which let's have a look. $6 AUD to USD. So they had $3 pints of beer.
Yeah. That's good.
So they have like the best happy hour of Melbourne. So obviously I'm finishing the convention, and then I just would spend so much time over there eating dino nuggies, um, and then having my $3 pints or $3 spirits as well. Well, $3 USD, obviously,
Oof.
but
Oof. Okay.
so like vodka, gin, rum, like whatever it is, you know. So that was really cool. And then $12 grogs. So grog, the cold ones. They're like a YouTube thing, like Max Mofo and Anything for Views. They have a alcohol brand which is also partnered there. So we were drinking those as well because they were cheap. But I wore my Bakugo, my Hero Suit Bakugo for that one. So I'm
Yep.
all stiff and annoyed. And this was like the first convention I went to like by myself. So I definitely understand the stress of being by yourself. And of course, I then had to wear the bulkiest costume I know, I own. So I've got like the big like headpiece, the like annoying like magnet neck piece. I've got the grenades in my hands. And then that was like the Saturday, and I'm like so sore. And I have to get in there so early as well. So I'm here at like 9 a.m.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because I've got to like get in and do like coverage of the hall before people get in.
Right.
And that was something that like I had to do. And then because like all the friends that I'd like be with are in like the maid cafe, so I'm like, damn, who do I hang out with? So yeah, I'm just like walking around by myself as Hero Suit Bakugo. And then on the Sunday, I wore C2's like redemption dress or a ball gown. So both very uncomfortable cosplays.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so I was dying. But it was like a cute small convention. I'm glad that I got creative for it because people were waiting like hours to get in. So I'm glad I didn't have that issue, thankfully.
Yeah.
But there was like a lot of like other My Hero cosplayers, so we filmed like TikToks and stuff together outside. And then yeah, I would just like wait for my friends to finish the maid cafe, so I'd be waiting at the bar nearby. Be like, I'm here, come see me.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like I don't know, the smaller con, but like their creative process was like weird because they just sent me like a link to fill out, and it wasn't like publicly available, so they kind of like handpicked like 10 people to do it for the con.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was, I don't know, a little bit of a weird process, but
Yeah. Sounds weird.
yeah, like I haven't had it like that before because either like conventions have it like public or they contact you directly and be like, hi, we'd want you to be a creator for our convention, blah, blah, blah. But they're like, here's a link. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like very like Japan culture focused. Obviously, it's Annie Margot. So they had like little like idol performances, maid cafe performances and dances, and like I went to the maid cafe, and on the Saturday, while dressed as Bakugo, the dude sitting across from me at my table is like trying to treat it like speed dating.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm like, bro, we're at a maid cafe together. Stop trying to flirt with me. Stop trying to hit on me.
Oh boy.
I was like, bro. I was like, I'm not here for the maid cafe. I'm here to see my friends and, see them be all in their little personas working hard. I'm not here to talk to you. So it was just so awkward.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd never been to one before. So, like, I went again on the Sunday, but I went with a friend rather than going alone. And he's the photographer who takes photos for like all like the Maid Cafe promo stuff. It was a lot better. So, but I don't know if I want to go back. And it's like the con that's closest to my birthday as well. So it's like typically either like a week or 2 weeks after my birthday. So it's like, eh. But I'll go again this year. But I don't know if I'll go to the Maid Cafe again.
Right. Right. And that was a 2-day con. It sounds like.
Yeah, that was just the Saturday and Sunday. There was like a after party for it. So there was a um like a rave for it,
Okay.
which was like yeah, which was all right. But since it's like so like I went to it, but I was like I have to be up early, and like I went to it with our friends who are also going to like the maid cafes, so no one's like drinking. We're all like doing this rave sober because we all have to be up early.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit awkward. But then we left at like midnight, and then because we hadn't been drinking, we were able to drive and get food. So we hadn't eaten yet, so that was fun.
Yeah. So it was
But yeah, it was fine. Like, but they weren't like clear on like what they wanted creators to do, and like what kind of content are you expecting me to create? What are you wanting me to post? What are you wanting me to promote? But they weren't really like clear on anything.
right.
There was no like extra like goodies for creators. All we got was free tickets to the convention. And we didn't have to like wait in line to go in. We could just like flash our like wristband because we didn't even get lanyards. We got wristbands.
Right.
And they were just a different color to the standard wristbands that people were wearing. So like it was fine, but definitely could have been a lot better.
Okay.
So I have high hopes that it'll be better this year because they're a smaller con. They've been going for like 5-6 years.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Yeah. So they're not a new con, but they're a smaller one. So it's still work in progress, clearly.
Yeah, no, of course. Every con's got that stretch of...
Yeah, because before COVID, they used to be in like a small room at like the museum that we have. So it used to be there. I didn't live down here at the time, so I never went to that one. But then after COVID, they were able to. They were big enough to go to the convention center. So, but yeah, just being at a room in the museum was weird to know. But they were there.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I've seen or heard of conventions where they taken place in like, I think, libraries.
Yeah, like I've seen like we've got like super small like local like small town suburb conventions, and they're just like a library activity, but they call it a convention. So we've got those.
Right.
And I've seen like some American conventions held in hotels.
Yep. I mean, you might be thinking of Dragon Con. Dragon Con in a hotel.
Yeah. Why is it in a hotel? That's so weird.
Why is it in a hotel? I can't answer that. It must be big. Because well, I think KarnageCos is also in a hotel with the famous gazebo.
Yeah. Yeah, the gazebo.
Yeah. I get. I mean, I guess some hotels are big enough to host a convention. They have like convention space for like vendors and whatnot. I mean, the times I went to KarnageCon were before they got super strict on like who can go into the hotel. Cause like I would stay at a nearby hotel and then essentially hang out in the quote unquote lobby of the main place where the convention was being held. The 2 times.
Yeah. So you're at the LobbyCon.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, it was PAX.
Okay.
Sorry, there's a lot of. This is only including the conventions that I've been like a creator for or a guest for. These aren't including like any other cons I've gone to, by the way. So
That's fine. I mean, that's still a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good-
because like
it's good stuff.
obviously like the experiences are going to be different, and like one of the cons I did go to last year, that was the one I was in the wheelchair for, if you remember, because I had busted my leg the week prior to the convention, and I was road tripping with my friends.
Oh no.
I fully snapped 2 tendons in my ankle, like fully severed, and severely sprained it in 2 places. Yeah. So, and I did that at an after party of another convention.
Oh,
So,
someone's party too hard.
no, a dude tripped me over
Oh,
accidentally.
for the love of
So,
God.
yeah, I
Oh,
wish
for
that I
fuck's
was,
sake.
like, he helped me out, but then I was like, that was bad. That was bad.
Oh my God.
And then I'm sitting at a couch, and my friend's like DJing, and I'm sitting at the couch, like just below the stage, and he's just like, "Are you alright?" I was like, "Yeah, my foot's fucked." And then he finishes the set and comes down. He's like, "Oh, it doesn't look too bad." I was like, "Bro, I'm wearing stockings. You can't see the swelling." And then, yeah, I like get home, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was. And then, yeah, I then went to like a clinic on the Monday. Um, this happened on the Saturday. I went on the Monday. And they're like, yeah, we're sending you to the hospital now for x-rays. And then that's why I was in a wheelchair for a bit and a moon boot and all that. So I couldn't do a lot at the last convention, the Sydney one, like one of the ones I went to that I wasn't a creator for because I was in a wheelchair. So, but that's why I'm just talking about the ones that I was a guest for, which is, yeah, PAX. So I was super excited when PAX sent me a little email. I did apply for this one. I don't apply for like all of the conventions. Sometimes they like reach out.
Yeah.
But I did apply for PAX because obviously PAX isn't gonna like message me. They're the biggest convention in all of us. In like, I think they're like the biggest. Like PAX Australia is the biggest con in like the Southern Hemisphere. Like biggest gaming convention in the Southern Hemisphere
Okay.
or something. I don't know. Either way, it's
I don't
like
know either. I'm slightly agreeing with you. Sure. I don't know.
it's like they're the biggest something of something. Like obviously they're the biggest con full stop in Australia, like no competition. But it goes like outside of Australia because we get like PAX is really good for like Australia or Melbourne tourism because we get people coming from all across Australia to go to
Sure.
this one con.
Yeah, I
You
bet.
know, other
Yeah.
conventions don't really get that. Um, like we have people from the other side of Australia, so Western Australia, because our states are, you know, very simple. We've got Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria and Tasmania. And then Australian Capital Territory, but that doesn't really count. But to get to Western Australia is from like for Melbourne is further than one side of America to the other side.
Oh boy.
So east to west coast, it is further than that. And people do that distance for this convention.
Okay.
People come from New Zealand and like the other like islands like around Australia. People come from like Singapore, Philippines. I've even met people who've come over from Japan to go to PAX Australia.
Sure.
Yeah, like people like if it's easy enough to get to Australia, they come to Australia for this convention. Um, so that's why when they were just like, "Hey, you'll be a creator," I was like, "Oh my god, that's insane!" Because when I lived on the other side of the country, I always wanted to go to PAX, um, but I was like never in like the position to do so. And then when I was, COVID happened,
Right.
and then um, obviously I visited Melbourne for the first time in 2021, fell in love, and then moved down here 3 months later. So I was like smitten by the city. It's kind of like, as someone who's never been to America, the weather's very Seattle. Um, it's got a bit of like a New Orleans, Chicago vibe to it.
Okay.
Um,
I've never been to either of those areas, but I can imagine. Okay.
but it's also the city layout is very New York.
Okay. Now that makes more sense. I, I understand
So,
that analogy.
because this is like stuff that I've ran by my friends who have been to America. Um, so this is just of like them, and then obviously like Seattle is known for its cloudy and rainy weather, and because of where Melbourne is, it's so close to like the South Pole and Antarctica and everything.
Mm,
Because it's like I'm at like aside from Tasmania, like the little island at the bottom of Australia, I'm pretty much at like the bottom of Australia now.
gotcha.
So I'm very close to like the bottom of the icy part of the globe. I don't know. I'm not good with that. So obviously it's like a very cold city, even though I'm down under. But where I was previously was like deserts and hot and
Okay. Yep.
um I was in Texas prior, essentially.
Okay. Yep. I understand that analogy as well.
Yeah. I went Texas to New York.
Oh yeah.
um
Oh, that paints a picture.
yeah. And obviously the people in Queensland are just as Texan as Texans. Uh
Wow.
very yeah. They see someone with colorful hair, facial piercings, and tattoos, and their whole day's ruined, and they're gonna let you know. They're gonna call you whatever slur they feel like on the day.
Oh, that kind of Texan. Now I understand.
That kind of yeah. So that's where I was. And then I moved to where I am now, which is dubbed the queer capital of Australia and the alternative capital of Australia,
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
because
perfect.
like the gothic or alt scene down here is massive. Um, yeah, the queer community is massive. Everyone's accepting. No one's like, "Oh, where's your hair green?" It's like they're just like, "Oh, there's just another green hair bitch. Oh, look, there's another one. There's another one." Like I like fell in love when I visited because I was just a wallflower. I was just another guy. I wasn't just like, "Bam, I have colorful hair."
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously, like professionally, like at work and stuff, I'm still like the only person like that because I work like a very weirdly professional office job. So then I'm just there with like my nose piercings and bright green hair, talking to the CEO, and
As
people are just like, "This is weird,"
as you do.
as I do. But yeah, PAX was really fun. Like I was so excited that they reached out because I've always wanted to go to PAX, and I was able to go in 2022, so post COVID. That was my first PAX. They didn't have creator applications then, but the year that I did it, so 2024, no, 20, I think 2023 was the first time they did it, maybe. But I didn't like apply because I was like, I'm not good enough. I just want to go to the con. Hurrah.
Yeah.
Um, because I was getting like other things declined because that's when my content on my main page was a bit more spicy. But now that I've toned that down, the amount of opportunities I'm getting now is crazy. Like,
It's funny how that works. It's weird, but
yeah,
it's kind of it's interesting. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
it's kind of sad,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
it is what it is. But I was getting like exceptions after exceptions, so that was like I was like, okay, I'll just lock the spice cabinet away, which has worked fine. But even though like PAX was in October, in July they did like a little PAX community meetup at
Okay.
like a local arcade bar, which was
Interesting.
cool. So you got to meet the people like running PAX, volunteers got to hang out with each other, creators got to hang out with each other, PAX attendees got to meet other people.
Oh, that's great.
Even though it was on the 30th of July, so at the end of July, and PAX was like at like early October, so a couple months out. But you know, building building the hype for it.
Yeah.
And then what else? Yeah, my lineup for that one wasn't all League. I did Juri Han from Street Fighter on the Friday, which is terrifying to wear because there's nowhere to hide in that costume. Like
Yeah.
everything is on display. Like I had to wear like pasties because her costume was not covering anything. I
Yep.
was worried that I was going to get in trouble with like PAX stuff, so I wore her shirt backwards just in case I had to zip it up because she had a zip at the back.
I understand. Yeah, I
Of her
get it.
shirt. But I wore it backwards just in case they're like, "Hey, put your tits away." Then I could just zip it
Right.
down. And then I wore Briar from League of Legends, so like a little vampire. I'll send you my lineup again for this one. I worked so long on her like prop. That's like the big pillory thing that I made. And then morning of the con, I took photos in it in my like apartment, and then it fell apart after. We took photos. So I at least have photos of me in it, which is cool. But most of them are silly goofy because I was taking them in my house.
Okay.
Where is it? But it was very fun. And then yeah, I did the Heartsteel Cane again because I had like a group. Plus, it's like comfy, so I was like, "Oh, it's a 3-day con. Got to wear comfy cosplay on the Sunday."
That's usually, I feel like that's like a oh, what do you call it? Like a for oh, that's not the word. Something like a just like a known rule that like just all cosplayers given just like comfy cosplays or normal clothes on a Sunday. What everyone does.
Yeah, but I've seen like some like American cons go onto the Monday and Tuesday, so it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I can't think of any cons that actually do that.
I only know from like the American cosplays that I follow, they like posting their lineup. They're like Monday, Tuesday. And I was just like, what? Why do your cons go until a Tuesday? Um,
Yeah,
and
I
I'm so
mean,
confused.
I've seen some of my friends, some cosplayers, they go extra hard for no apparent reason, where they do multiple outfits in the same day. Like
Yeah,
here,
that we don't do that over here.
here's what I'm doing in the morning. Here's what I'm doing at night, and then here's what I'm wearing at the after party. It's like, where is this energy that you have? I'm an old man. Why are you doing this? Why?
Yeah, I couldn't think of doing that. Like, so I will wear the one costume for the full day, and then for the after party, I'll either wear like a more like fun or like I guess like a thotty version of said character.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
and like put it in like little rave outfit or be like, what would this character wear to the nightclub kind of thing.
Yep.
Um, or like put them in like a little like rave outfit that's like them themed, like the character themed. Or a bunny suit even. But obviously if I'm cosplaying a character that I don't want to be putting into a bunny suit or any kind of like adult outfit, I will just wear a different cosplay to the after party.
Sure.
Um, but it's like it's got to be something that like I'm not gonna change my makeup. I'm not gonna take my makeup off and put different makeup on. No, I'm just gonna be like, okay, so I like for Animaga, for instance, I wore Bakugo during the day, and I was like, I don't want to wear Bakugo to like the rave afterwards. I'm gonna do Kane, so I just drew on the eyebrows that he has on top of my current makeup.
Right. Okay.
I was like, I'm not gonna That's why I'm like, I don't know how people do like a whole different cosplay and they change their makeup, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm
Yeah,
lazy.
I remember.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
no, you go, you go.
No, I just remember the previous PAX East, where I got to spend a lot of time hanging around Holly Wolf because she came for I think a day, and then she had to leave the next morning super early, um, because she roomed with me because she wanted to go because she got a creator badge for it and was like just scared she wasn't gonna get another one if she bailed because she also got approved for like a gardening vegan convention in Canada where she's from, and that was going on the same exact weekend. So she showed up, and this was a year where I went all 4 days, Thursday to Sunday, or Thursday to Monday even.
Yeah,
So like I showed up on the Thursday, she arrived Friday, and then like that night, I mean like obviously she didn't wear any cosplays or whatever, but it's like she had her like normal convention fit, and then she got changed for that night because I got to accompany her to the Sonic Boombox party that was going on that time. So she got changed into some well, spicy-ish club wear. Um, and then I had my own little like after party appropriate attire that I had picked out. But yeah, totally get the changing to like, I mean, like you said, even like club rave wear for like a character that you're cosplaying as. That's also common. I feel.
yeah. Like I feel like that's like the standard approach, not like fully changing
Yeah.
and like, yeah, miss me with that. Um, but because like in like past years for like the PAX after party, um, like I did like Jinx to PAX 23, and then for the after party I just put pants on rather than her tiny little shorts. I just put cargo pants on and still like had like the bra and the wig on.
Right.
And then photos from the PAX 23 after party. So the photos of me, not a great photo of me, mind you, was then put on the banner for the Game Expo official after party. I was like,
Oh.
those are different conventions. Why are you using that photo of me? And they're on flyers. These flyers are getting handed around everywhere. And they're in the like creator space. I'm on the fucking like billboard for the after party, and I'm like, damn it.
Oh boy.
And I have to see this photo of me that I don't like
Oh
because it's
no.
everywhere. Um, but with PAX 24, because it's only the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you're allowed to pick up your badges on the Thursday.
Yep. Yep. They did
Like
that.
content creators could,
Yeah. They had.
because they mail out everyone else's badges. If you like buy your passes before like a certain like date.
Yeah.
Um, but with content creators, you had to go and pick it up the day. Oh, like you had like a couple days, but like I was like working the other days.
Yeah. I think you could do it for PAX East. I believe you could do it as soon as or early as Wednesday. You could pick up your badges.
Yeah, I think it was like the Wednesday as well. So I had to go in and pick up my like creator pass, but I was just like dressed casually, and one of my friends from back home, she was visiting, so we were just in comfy clothes, and then people are like dressed up to pick up their like creative passes. People are like filming like TikToks and content, and I'm like, I'm just in a t-shirt and cargo pants. It's like, what do you get? It's like, don't perceive me.
Don't perceive me. Oh my god.
And
Oh.
then I got all dressed up on the Friday, and my friend from back home, she was like going to like a family member's birthday party down here, but it got postponed to the Saturday, so she came with me for the Friday of PAX.
Oh, that's great.
Um, yeah, so that was fun. Like we went to high school together. She was like my high school best friend.
Oh damn.
Um,
Okay. Wow.
so I was dressed as jury, so I have everything on display. And like you've seen my jury cosplay.
I have.
It doesn't leave too much to the imagination, because that's what she wears. Pax didn't get mad at me for wearing that, thankfully.
Yeah, did
And
you?
then like my high school best friend, she's like a lot different to me. She's a lot more quiet, more toned down, like I guess like normal
Yeah.
person. Uh,
Normal.
like she's got like the one tattoo. She's never dyed her hair. Like dresses very like blue jeans, plain tee style. And then I'm out here looking the way I do.
Chest on
So she was like,
display.
"Oh,
Grippers all free and out.
yeah, the dogs are out. Got the dogs out. Got the yiddies out.
Oh
I'm
my.
wearing white pants that
Oh
are
my
way too
god.
tight. Like it's so I'm dressed like that. And then we had like a little bit of like we organized like a fighting game Friday. So I've got friends dressed in like a Mortal Kombat group. We've got people dressed from like Smash.
Oh,
And then
fun.
she's like, "Oh, what do I wear?" So I pulled out stuff of like my wardrobe. And I was like, "Oh, you could be Sonya Blade." Um, so she did like a little bit of like a casual Sonya Blade on the Friday.
Oh, cute.
Um, so it was like her, me, and then someone else dressed as Terry, and we were just like hanging out. And then yeah, we saw our friends that were dressed in like Mortal Kombat. So we had like Katana and Jade, Scarlet. Um, who else?
Okay.
Can't remember. But yeah, little fighting game Friday, and then she was not like overwhelmed, but like she'd been to PAX before, with her ex.
Okay.
She went before I did, and she's not even like a big gamer. But they had like a Sims booth, and she really liked that. And then she's hanging out with like one of her friends that she has down here as well, while I'm doing like content creator things.
Very nice.
I got to meet Sonic the Hedgehog because Sega had a really big booth at PAX because
Okay.
the Shadow Generations game that came out. So
Yeah.
I did like like the little heart and like thumbs up pose that people do.
Yeah.
Me and I gave Sonic the heart, and he gave me like the actually in response to like my heart. So he's like correcting me.
Oh
So
my
I'm just getting
god.
rejected by Sonic. Uh, I loved it. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to reject me. And then I had like friends like working at different booths. So I went to like the Aussie Broadband, which is like an internet company we have here. And like annoyed my friends that were working there. Uh,
Yep.
and then yeah, it was just like Friday was like a bit more chill because I got there late because I wasn't expecting my jewelry makeup to be so hard to do, and then getting like my friend ready as well was a process.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Saturday was when I was Briar, so I'm wearing full whiteout contact lenses. I'm blind, and I'm in like a full like leather outfit. Dog's out again, so the feet are out. I'm blind, uh, and then I was very dumb. So I got an email from PAX, and they were asking me if I wanted to organize a like cosplay meetup or a community meetup. I thought it was a generic email, so I didn't respond. Uh,
Oh.
uh, so I didn't respond because I thought it was a generic email. But no, they were asking me if I wanted to organize the League of Legends cosplay meetup, but I didn't respond. So they didn't organize a official League of Legends cosplay meetup, which they always do at PAX on the Saturday.
Oh my god.
But they didn't, and I was like, "Oh, why is there no PAX meetup?" And then I was like, "Oh, they sent an email about it," and then like I went through my emails. It's like, "Oh shit, they were asking me." So my friend, who wasn't a creator or anything, he's just attending. He organized a like unofficial league meetup on the Saturday. So we're hanging out
That's
then. Big
amazing.
like yeah. And then I was like telling him, I was like, "Oh, thank you so much for organizing this." Um, he's like, "Yeah, it was so weird that that there's no like league meetup this year. Like that's so weird." Um, and then yeah, one of my friends was like, "Oh yeah, Kai got an email and they didn't respond, and that's why there's no league meetup." And then my friend Max, who organized it, he's just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yes, this is entirely my fault."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then like calls me out in front
you
of
got
everyone.
scolded and chastised pretty hard.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm sorry, everyone. That's why we're in a hallway and not in the actual like cosplay meetup room. That's my fault, actually.
Yeah.
Uh, I will respond to emails in the future. Uh, I am to blame wholeheartedly."
Oh my god.
Um, yeah, it was so awkward. But it's like, I didn't know that it wasn't a generic email. And I was like,
No.
surely someone else will do it. No, no one else did. Whoops.
Oh boy.
Oopsies. Um, but yeah, like I did some shopping on the Saturday. Like I bought some like plush toys for my friends. Because one of my friends saw the Five Nights at Freddy's plush toys on the Friday, but the store had closed. So I like bought that for her. I bought myself a Garrus Vicarian from Mass Effect. Plush toy of my husband.
Oh no, no, he's my bro.
Yeah, he's the love of my life. We're legally married. He
Okay.
sleeps in my bed every night with me. So,
Okay. Yep.
um, but yeah, I couldn't see anything. Or like I could kind of see, but it's like if anything was too bright or too dark, because it was like the full
Yeah.
whiteout lenses.
Yeah.
Um, so like I'll send you like a little mirror selfie that I took, so you can have a little peep on like the kind of lenses. There you go.
I'm getting feeded all these
Like,
cool exclusive. Oh yeah, those are whiteouts. Yeah. They
yeah.
look great though. Oh my
So,
god.
yeah, I was feeling myself. I felt so cute. But yeah, getting out of that costume was very awkward, especially when you're blind. Because
Oh
it's a
yeah.
romper, so it's little shorts, and then you've got the belts, and then you've got so many buttons, and then it's a back zip. And
Yeah.
doing that while blind is like, yikes.
Yikes indeed.
So yeah, I like went into like the big like disabled stall, and I had to get one of my girlfriends to help get me out of it. So then I could like get changed. So but yeah, it was interesting. And then oh yeah, on the Friday as well, I got to meet the game devs for Final Fantasy 14 as well, which is super cute.
Oh
As
sweet.
jury. So was it as jury or was it as Kane? Which one was it? I got to meet them at some point. Yeah, it was jury that I met them as. So I'm in a fighting game cosplay meeting the game devs for Final Fantasy 14.
Who specifically?
Um,
Who was there?
I'm not too educated on who made the game. Like I've played Final Fantasy 14, but I'm not too familiar on the devs.
Yeah,
I was only in line to meet them because my friend was, so I just followed her.
gotcha.
And then they're like, "Oh, do you want a photo too?" And I was like, "Okay, sure."
All right. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I played a little bit of
yeah.
it as
So,
well. Yeah.
and then what else is there? Yeah, Crunchyroll had a big booth there. For whatever reason, they had a big like solar leveling orb.
Okay.
That you could like go in. Uh, I don't know why they were at a gaming convention,
No.
but like I was seeing like so many like the indie games, and like I was running into like friends that I knew who had like made games, which is really cool.
Oh, that's
Like even
cool.
like in tabletop. So I was like helping my friends film stuff for his like tabletop game and like posting that. Uh,
Yeah.
And then they had like a sausage truck called the Kaisers, and obviously my name's Kaiser. So I was like, oh, my name's spelt wrong, but it's got my name on it. So I was taking photos of the German sausage truck.
Okay, all right.
And then another one of my friends' games is called 420 Blaze It 2. And it's just 2014 cursed memes, and that's the whole game. But it's like a first-person shooter, and instead of choosing difficulty, you choose dankness.
Oh my god.
And it's kind of like it's like an old, like James Bond game, but memes.
It's like
But I got a
GoldenEye with
shirt
memes. Okay,
from them.
that checked out.
I got a cool shirt from them. It's really comfy. I still wear it. Um, like we got a couple of the shirts, but yeah, you can get it on Steam. It was actually really fun, and it like looks very silly.
Yeah.
Um, but I loved it. Um, and then what else was there? You put like little pronoun stickers on your PAX badges. Like they've got like a dedicated like hexagon, pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the name? The 6-pointed square.
Is it a hexagon?
Is yes. Okay, I was right. I doubted myself. Anyways,
Oh my god.
yeah. So there's like a hexagon where you can put like your little pronoun sticker, which is really cool, and they've got like places like it's next to like the cosplay repair is where you can like grab your stickers.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
And one of my friends, he so the 3-day badges sold out, so we had to get the days individually. So on Friday he had he him, Saturday he had they them, and Sunday he had she her. He's like, I don't care what people use to refer to me, so I'm gonna have all three.
All right.
I was like, hell yeah! And then on that day, because they were hanging out with me all weekend, I would just use whatever term was on the day to refer to them. Keep in mind, this is like a very tall, like very broad, like manly looking man. And I'm just like being like, oh, it's Sunday, so you're a princess.
Yeah.
But it was like really cool that like exhibitors would like look at your badge before like referring to you, so then they would like refer to you correctly or like in the way that you preferred.
Right.
Which I really liked. Um, I thought it was super cute, and then having like a designated space on the badge to put it was very cool. And there
Yeah.
was also like custom ones so you could put in if there wasn't a designated sticker for you were wanting, you could fill in your custom one as well, which was very cool.
Nice.
Because I was in the PAX Tiger Lounge. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a really big con. I was so tired. I always take the Monday after PAX off work as well because I will be too dead to go into the office.
Yeah. I had nowhere to go, so it was like, I stayed from Friday to Monday, where Monday was just my go back home day in the morning. So.
Yeah, like thankfully because I live like in the same city as PAX, that it's like I can just be like, okay, I'm home, and then I clean up the chaos of my apartment.
Yep.
Because of all like the different like costumes and wigs and everything. Um, because I've got to have a whole designated day for that because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, mm, so can't just be having the house be a mess.
I feel
Um,
that.
yeah, and like even like not cosplaying, like even when I went to IEM the other weekend, I was just doing like themed outfits around like the esports jerseys I'd be wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like my room was a mess. I'm like, how did this happen? And I was like, oh, I was still wearing wigs for 2 of the days. And I was like, I wore like costume pieces. I wore like cat ears to a Counter Strike esports event. on 2 days, and I wore a tail on another one. Like, it's like that's why my room is chaotic.
Yeah.
But people were surprisingly nice at that one.
That's
I
good.
wasn't expecting positive responses from me being dressed as a cat at a like the Chad like esport event. So yeah, because they're characters. But then after PAX, like it's weird seeing how different PAX Australia is to PAX like America, because obviously PAX is from America, and then
Yep.
they also wanted a Australian one because they just really like Australia and they wanted an excuse to keep visiting Australia.
That I did not know, but okay.
Yeah. So they said that at like there was like a panel or a Q&A or whatever with the Pinata Arcade people, and they're like, "Why did you choose Australia to have a PAX? Like, we just like visiting here, and we wanted an excuse to come here more often."
That's a fair
It's
enough.
like
That's fair.
yeah, I get it. Like, we do have the best beaches in the world. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like that's in a different state because
Right.
obviously, like Queensland, where I was, like the Texas, has really good beaches. My hometown isn't even on like the solid land of Australia. It's on like an archipelago, so it's just like a bunch of islands that is like connected to the coast.
Interesting.
It's like a lot of bridges. I went up there recently, and I went there with someone who hadn't properly been to Queensland before. I was like, "You're gonna see a lot of bridges. There's gonna be a lot of bridges. You're gonna see a lot of water. There's gonna be a lot of beaches.
Mm.
That's all this is." And like we flew up to the airport, which is like on the border, and then we caught like the scenic route bus to go into like the city. And I was like, "Look, beach, beach, beach," and it's just like one continual like coastal beach. I was like, "Look, it's still beach. Oh, look, we're gonna go over a bridge.
Oh man.
Look, it's another bridge. It's another bridge." So I was just being annoying for the whole trip. So it's like I get why, they'd want to visit Australia and then they put it in like I guess like the main like capital for that content. So
Right.
I guess they fly over here, go to Queensland, and then go down to Melbourne for the convention. Because out of all of Australia, the city that I live in now gets the most conventions. Like even Sydney, who is like super popular, that they had the Olympics. They only get like the two standard conventions that every state gets. So Supernova and Comic Con, so Oz Comic Con specifically. So
Okay.
every state gets those. So even like Adelaide, which is a smaller city in South Australia, even Perth gets it, which is on the other side of the country and so far away from everyone. Does Cairns? Let me check. Let me just look through their events. But like every state gets these two conventions, and then Sydney, even though it's such a big city, they only get the anime convention on top.
Okay.
They get Smash, which is a Sydney manga anime show.
That acronym makes sense.
Yeah, really, really smart. Yeah, so Supernova, every state gets it. So they go to Adelaide, which is small town, Perth. It's small, like you feel like time's not even moving because there's nothing happening ever. Sydney, Melbourne, and then Queensland gets two because they get Gold Coast and Brisbane. Because yet again, this is only at the convention halls, and these are the only convention centers
Right.
that we have. And then Oz Comic Con doesn't is Oz Comic Con does the same, but they don't go to Gold Coast. They only go to Brisbane. So these ones go everywhere, and they're just the standard pop culture conventions. Nothing special. Like I still go, but yeah, there's nothing like special about them. Nothing like unique. Like the Supernova in Melbourne isn't even at the convention, it's in the showgrounds. Um, it's like where your like local do you have like shows, like town shows, that would have like the petting zoos or like the performances and stuff like that? Is that something you have at like the showgrounds? Do you have showgrounds in America? I'm not too sure.
Showground with like petting zoos and like, I mean, these
Like,
the
what city do you live in?
so you saying like that, it makes me think of like Renaissance fairs.
Not, they're not like Renaissance fairs. So it's just at the same location that like had it. I'll send you a photo of what one is, and then you can tell me if you have it or not.
Sure.
Because this might just be a Australian thing now that I'm looking at it. Um, but surely, I would have just assumed that we
So like
got.
you asking what city am I in? The main city of my state is Providence, so it's Providence, Rhode Island. Um,
Yeah, like, do you have the local, like, the Royal Providence show?
I don't, I
Like,
don't know. I don't think so. Let me take a look at this photo.
like that?
Oh, we
Or, like,
yeah, some some areas they'll have like carnivals.
it's not like, it's not just like a carnival. It's, that's the one that I sent you is from, like, I'll send you, like, a little Melbourne show
Like a
ad.
like a county fair.
Yeah.
We have those.
So, yeah, that's the one. So, uh, where this like generic convention, even though Melbourne has like the really big convention center, they hold it at the place of the county fair. So,
Interesting.
yeah, for whatever reason, but every state gets Oz Comic Con and um Supernova. Just
Yeah,
it's
no,
just like a generic. Oh, except Tasmania and Northern Territory, but most of Australia gets these two conventions, whereas Melbourne gets we have like one a month, um, which is crazy, and that's why so many people from like other cities, like nearby cities, just drive to Melbourne to go to these conventions, um, because they don't get them in their own city, or they're like flying down to Melbourne a bunch.
yeah.
Um, So I'm very spoiled. I went from having two conventions a year to like 10.
Yeah, that is very lucky that you have that ability to like just being so close to so many conventions because it's like PAX East is in Boston, Massachusetts. That's only like one state over from where I'm at, and typically that's typically like an hour bus ride or train ride. Sorry.
Okay.
Um, and then even still, like you were just saying, like I think you were saying like where PAX or one of the other conventions was located was like by the bay. Like that's typically the convention center, the main one, the big one that PAX East is at, and also subsequently, um, Boston Fan Expo Comic Con is at the same convention center. That's down in like I think it's like South Boston. Like well, it's by the seaport. So I'm also like sort of down near the ocean, like that area. Very pretty, very relaxing area. And like the hotel that I always stay at for that con, it's like right across the street from the convention center, so it's not that far of a walk. Very convenient. Um, and then there were some booths at PAX East. To quickly touch on it. You got your tabletop section, like what you had.
Yeah.
Lot of tabletop. I feel like that's always a big scene in maybe in all the PAXs or specifically just for the East Coast of the US. Then you have your indie games. Then you have the little PAX arena where they have all the like quote unquote esports fighting tournaments. You have your vendors that were there. Some food trucks. Like we have a waffle food truck. They sell waffles.
Okay.
Another one with like oh god, I can't remember what it's Asian cuisine. I don't know what it is specifically. I forget because I had it the year before. But then like the convention center itself had like a food cafeteria area where they have various food stalls set up. And then you had like the one of the mainstays is like the Wild Bill's soda. Where
I don't know what that is.
so it's a local. I wouldn't say locally owned. It's a soda company that's owned by and primarily employs veterans, military people. And
Okay.
the gimmick there, and I actually finally got to do it, even though I didn't use it a lot, because the previous year or 1 year I went down to Wild Bill's. I think I got invited to like cover them as a member of the media, and as like a little gift, they gave me like a free mug, like one of their mugs for free. They're not that cheap, because the thing is, you buy the mug, and then I think the price was $10 per day if you wanted to. They had soda dispensers with various soda flavors that they make. You could basically fill up the mug with soda as many times as you want during that day you pay for it. So I finally got to do it for the Sunday. Because the other thing is like that the mug itself is like pretty bulky to carry around. And I think I only got to refill it up twice. So, tasty soda. I'll say that. It's good. Very good soda. Trying to think of like, because I don't want to go too big into it. But Elden Ring had a booth there to promote Night Rain. They had Dune. Some game called Crimson something. I forget the name of it. Let's see, what else? They had their indie games. I got to interview and talk with 2 developers because their games sounded really interesting to me. And then pretty much the same vendors that are always at PAX East were there. I grabbed some pins for some friends of mine. And some coffee. I got coffee. Because there's this company that makes coffee themed around like late night, like tabletop nights. Like you playing like either tabletop games or Dungeons and Dragons late at night. So they've made coffee like sort of themed around it. Because that was pretty much all I bought. Because Japan took all my money a month prior.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was some similarities. I went to one panel. The big Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering panel. Very, very fun to sit through. I went to an autograph signing, but then backed out at the very last minute, like when I was next in line. after realizing I couldn't afford it. So that happened. That was an hour. Accidentally wasted. Um, yeah, I don't want to get too into it because it's like,
Yeah,
it's
you've
gonna
got
be,
your own episode for it.
yeah, it's gonna be a full episode about it. But yeah, and I mean there was a lot of Final Fantasy cosplay. Like I don't know. It's like I've always felt, and I don't know if you can attest to this how it is down for Australia, but I feel like more so this year than any other year, cosplay sort of had a presence there because I've always felt that in recent years, maybe I think even since COVID happened, cosplay kind of took a back seat for PAX because it's all gaming centered. Like, did you see a lot of
Yeah.
cosplay down in PAX Australia?
Yeah. We've even got like a dedicated room for cosplay.
Yeah, so did we.
We've got
Yeah.
like the cosplay lounge, and it's got like the cosplay repair
Yep.
in it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like PAX is a con that gets like the most amount of like just like con goers. But it's like the same cosplayers that go to like every con really. But it's
Sure.
also like you get like a lot of non-cosplayers as well. I don't know if it like took like a backseat because it was still like a lot of people were cosplaying,
That's
and
good.
like some people only cosplay to PAX.
Yeah.
Like they won't cosplay to other cons, and then vice versa. They'll cosplay to every other con, but then they won't cosplay to PAX.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. There were some Expedition 33 cosplayers there, mostly in the French baguette skins that's in the game, which was kind of hilarious. Um, a lot of Final Fantasy, couple League of Legends. I saw Warhammer. I'm just trying.
Yeah, there's always Warhammer.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So Sega had a booth at yours because Sonic Shadow Generate was coming out. That makes sense.
Yeah. And you could like play the game early as well, which is super cool. I did because the line was too long.
Yeah, we were. I was hanging out with some friends and we were curious because we didn't know what the hell was in because the Night Rain booth was like all enclosed in like a dome in like that main expo hall, and we were very confused as to what the hell was being shown. We didn't know if people were able to play it a little early because it's coming out next week. Um, Baldur's Gate 3 was there again,
Hell yeah.
which I'm somewhat confused by because it's like they've to me have sort of become that in the Pokemon booth, the trading card game booth. They've sort of become the new League of Legends booth, as in they're always there for reasons I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, I guess Baldur's Gate 3 is still popular even after winning Game of the Year.
Yeah, they released like a new patch.
Oh,
And it was like a really
it.
big patch, so it had I think like 12 new like subclasses, and you had like photo mode, and then there was like a lot of things got like changed.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I feel like it was like, oh, if you didn't like the original Baldur's Gate, and it's not a DLC, it's all the base game.
That's what's maddening about it because like I've only played it once and I tried to play it again but I just fell off. Quote unquote, I was told I played it wrong because I played it too fast, which apparently you're not supposed to
Yeah,
do because it's not. And I clearly learned it was not a typical video game. It's like it just because I've never up until that point I've never played D&D before.
yeah. No, that's like, I guess like feeling that's what makes the difference. Because I've done like seven playthroughs for it now. I've 100% of the game. I have been playing like D&D for like several years. I think for like 10 years at this point. But then I did a co-op campaign with someone, and she hadn't played D&D before, so she played it like she did a playthrough or like half a playthrough prior to our co-op campaign, and she was just like, I don't understand the hype of this. This game's hard. I don't understand. And it was just like kind of like shitting on it. And then she was under leveled. She's going into like boss fights. She had to like lower the difficulty to like the easiest one, and was still like struggling because she's so under leveled, and was like doing the same thing you did, like rushing through.
Yeah.
And then in our co-op campaign, I was just like, no, you do like this. And it's now like she was like crying through like the story and the lore and like everything that was happening, and it's now like one of her favorite games, even though she was like hating it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, if I have 100 plus hours to kill, I'll have to try to redo a second playthrough and just restart it. Because I think I got up to. I don't know if I'm still in Act 1. I don't know. I have no idea. But no, I know I clearly played it wrong after I beat it. And. Because, like, I've seen friends talk about a billion things that they've done that I just look at it and go, oh, I missed that. I missed this. And it's like, oh, no wonder. I was blazing through like an action RPG. No.
Yeah, not an ARPG. No.
No, not even close.
But now you've got a lot of time for enjoyment at the moment. So
Yeah, not by choice.
could be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not by choice, but it's definitely something you could put some time into now.
Especially now that I've officially decided to shelf Expedition 33 after tackling a crap ton of endgame, post-game super bosses. Oh god. My fingers hurt from parrying. Oh god.
Yeah, like I had high hopes for that one, but it's only single player.
Yeah, it's good. It is very good. I would not be surprised if it won Game of the Year at the Game Awards this year.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
But like it looks really good.
Oh yeah. The voice cast is incredible. Shadowheart's in it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Shadowheart.
I don't like Shadowheart.
Ben Starr is in it. And then they somehow were able to get both Charlie Cox and Andy Serkis. So they're both in the game as well. Yeah. So that's it. There's another classic side tangent. Anything else about PAX Australia? Oh god. Anything else about PAX Australia you want to talk about before we move on?
I think we nailed everything for PAX. Or for last year at least. I'm hoping that I get Creative Pass yet again this year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was all at PAX. And then after PAX is the other month, March, was Game Expo. So the Game Expo started I went to their first one in 2022, maybe 2023. They're just like a new convention, super small, like gaming convention. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. That's cute. I like it. And it was like really fun. So then obviously they've gotten bigger over time. They've got like their little like robot icon called Bitbot, which is super cool. And yeah, they were super like it's I don't know how to word it, but it's like even though it's like it's slowly gotten bigger, it still has that like small local con feel to it.
No, I get it.
And yeah, they were super super lovely. So I was coming back from Queensland that morning, so I had a super early flight from like my hometown, and it's like a 3 hour flight. And I'm doing my makeup on the plane. I've got like a button up, like a big baggy button up shirt over my outfit because it's like just like a little bear costume.
Yep.
And so I've got like a bear costume that you can see under, like it's got a hood, so you can see that I'm wearing something under this big button up shirt. And I'm going through the airport, and I get like patted down. I get randomly selected. Um, and they're like, "Oh, you're wearing something under your shirt. Like, what is it?" And I'm like, "It's a bear costume."
All right.
And then they had to search my hood and everything, and I was just like, I don't have a bomb on me. It is, I'm wearing a bear onesie. Like,
Okay.
I don't know what to. Sorry to disappoint you that you're patting me down, thinking that I had something, but no, I'm just a little bear. Um, and I had like my slippers in like the car, and I was doing um, so we were doing Annie and Tibbers from League of Legends. So
Okay.
I
Yep.
was the 12-foot tall bear. Um, for context, I'm not 12 feet tall. I'm barely above 5 feet. And then the Annie's was a 6-year-old girl who's like about, 3 foot, however tall a 6-year-old is. One of my girlfriends was doing it, and she put on her like 8-inch platform boots. So she's 6'6".
Oh my god.
So I have this 6'6" like cat girl, and I'm a tiny bear. Um, which is amazing duo, very
Yeah.
funny. Um, and like she wore her dress on the plane, because she was flying back with me, and so she was in her like dress, and like we get to like her car because she like lives near the airport, and like I left my slippers in her car, so I'm putting my like big bulky like bear slippers on. And like we're driving to the convention, and then she has to put her heels on. She's got to put her wig on. She's got to put her cat ears on. And then we're in like the car park, and I'm like out of the car, and then she like puts her heels on, like her big stumpy boots, and stands up, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like terrified. Like I feel like I'm like prey. Like I'm like below armpit height. Like I'm rib cage height,
Oh my god.
and I'm just like, this is terrifying. I'm like, ah. I was like, don't walk too close to me. I'm scared. Um, but yeah, Game Expo it was all right. It's definitely like one of those like family focused gaming conventions.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but they gave me like a discount code for like to promote for my like you know use code KarnageCos for 5% off your tickets.
Yeah.
And I was one of like the top referees. They upgraded my creator ticket to a VIP ticket.
Ooh.
Um, which included a $100 merch voucher, a VIP pin, and free drinks at our creator lounge all weekend long,
Damn.
which was cool.
Yeah.
Um, but then it's like, because you could buy VIP tickets, they were just like obviously very expensive.
But you
Um,
just got upgraded.
yeah, mine got upgraded. I didn't even buy a ticket because I originally wasn't gonna be able to go to the Game Expo because I was gonna be in Queensland. But then I'm like, I got creative for it. I'll go. I've just got to change plans around
Yeah.
and be fine. Um, And like it worked out fine. And yeah, so they were like doing like raffles in like the creator lounge, and when I was in there, I'd be like, no, I am a creator, I just got upgraded to VIP, I'm not just a random. And then I'd like have to like show them like the little thing that they posted, be like, that's me, I am a creator, I'm not just some random person buying a VIP pass, I am a creator. That was like the only thing that was a bit annoying. And then my little bear outfit was deemed a bit too lewd. So
Oh
they did make
no.
me wrap. Yeah. So I was in like the creator space, and so when I first got there, I went to like the booth to cash in my little $100 merch voucher. So I'm like, I might as well do that now. There's like a really nice varsity jacket for $100, and I'm like, it matches perfectly with the card. I'll get that. Perfect. I was like, I'm only wearing a tiny little bear outfit. I'll probably need a jacket. Um, so I buy that, and then it's like heavy because it's really good quality. Um,
Right, right.
so I go then put it in the car, and then I then go up to the creator space to go like see what it's about. Um, and then my friend Viper, who's cosplaying Cammy, she gets in trouble. So like by the convention. So then they send security up to talk to her, and while they're talking to her, they then see me in my little bear outfit. Viper had her suitcase with her, so she just put pants on over her cami cosplay, and it still worked. They were cargo pants. She looked sick as hell. Um, but I was like, I don't have any pants on me. I was like, damn. Um, so I messaged like the Annie. I was telling her, I was like, hey, can you grab my jacket out of the car, please? Because I like asked them, I was like, can I just like cover with like a jacket? Can I just wrap it around my waist? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, okay, too much ass. But then I was like, can I go to my car to get it? And they're like, no, you can't go into the convention to like, because the creator lounge was in like a separate area.
Right,
I had
right.
to go to the convention to go to my car. I was like, can I go get my jacket then? And they're like, no. I was like, oh.
Um
And then I told the Annie to then go get the jacket. And then she goes to the creator space and be like, hey, can I give this jacket to someone up there? And they're like, no, you're not a creator or a VIP. Why would we let you up there? Which is
wait,
fair.
wait.
But I can't go down. They can't get up. So this 6'6" girl is just like talking to security, um, and just like towering over them. And then there's enough back and forth, and like the security lady who like told me off, be like, "Is this for the one with the brown outfit?" And then she's like, "Yes." And then she's like, "Okay, I'll bring it up." Um, so then I get my jacket, I can wrap it around my waist, and then go back down. Um, but then on my way back down, I see all the flyers with my face on it for the after party,
Oh.
and I was like, "Okay." So you'll use my face to advertise, but oh, my ass is too much. So I was a little annoyed, I will
I don't
say.
blame you. I think I would be too. That's very
And
weird.
it's like I'm I'm not even like it wasn't even like a G string or anything.
Yeah.
Like, but anyways, so I didn't get to see too much of the con. But this whole convention is sponsored by Red Bull, so they're giving us Red Bull all the time. It's Red Bull and Ride.
That's
But like
great.
while I was waiting in the creator booth, obviously I had unlimited drinks, so I'm just having a bunch of drinks while waiting, while being held captive in the creator lounge. Um, and then the Sunday was good, but it was weird because I wore Nicole from Zenless Zone Zero. Um,
Okay.
and the shorts that I was wearing had the same amount of ass out, but because it's not a bodysuit, it's shorts, they were suddenly fine. I walked past the same security, the same people who told me off, and I was fine. Because it's shorts and not a bodysuit.
Um, sure, that checks out. Okay.
Yeah, so I was confused. Uh, and I was like, it's the same amount of ass. The ass has not changed. It's the same ass and the same amount's out, but because it's displayed differently, it's fine. I was confused.
Okay. All
But I got
right.
to actually see the con that day. Because like by the time like my flight landed, even though I got on a like 6 a.m. flight, I didn't get to the con until like midday or like 12:30. Because like the Melbourne airport isn't actually in Melbourne, it's like out of the city. So it was like
Right.
cheeky like 40-minute drive from the airport to the convention center. So I didn't really get to see too much of the convention, and considering most of that day I was held captive anyways. Um,
Yeah.
but like we went to the Tessie Pearl Hotel, my friend's bar. Shout out Tessie Pearl. Yeah, so we went there after the convention, and I told them about like what the day was, and obviously my friends are happy to see me back because I was in Queensland for a bit. And then we go from there, like seeing friends, catching up. Then we go to the after party, and then just seeing my face on like the big screen behind the DJ, and I'm like, ah, this is weird. And then I've just got my friends like doing like the pog pose with like my face on the screen. And I'm just like, bruh. Um, but like, it was good. We're like, because it's in like a like multi-level, um, like place. It's not just a nightclub. It has like it's used for like a lot of different functions. But we're like on the rooftop hanging out with like my friends from like Sydney that have come down. And we just all like hanging out. And it's like my other friends that got in trouble for what they were wearing. So we're just like, yeah. Hopefully we don't get in trouble tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then none of us did because our outfits were different.
Yay.
Um, Yay, we got to enjoy the con. Because they also flew in that morning as well, from Sydney. So, but on the Sunday, I got to watch a Beyblade tournament because they had a big Beyblade arena. Then there was like live Marvel Rivals teams,
Okay.
which was really cool. So like either like local teams or like uni teams, or like versing each other at Marvel Rivals, and it was sponsored by like AMD, SteelSeries, and a bunch of like other like computer brands as well, which was cool.
Okay.
Um, so I got to watch some of that, which was fun. Because even though I don't play, I do enjoy like the esport of it.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then just hung out with friends for the rest of it. I got to see like they had a bunch of signs with Faker from League because he was like modeling for SteelSeries, so there's like signs of him everywhere, which is super fun. And I drank so much Red Bull, so much Red Bull,
Yep. Yep.
as
I can relate.
you know, as you do.
As you do. Um.
And yeah, it was like smaller, but it was like nice. It has like a lot of like indie games, a lot of tabletop card games. It's just got like a board game area that you can like hang out with your friends and play board games as well.
Yep.
But there was like a lot of like other people cosplaying from like the same game that I was. Because I was cosplaying from Zenless and Zero, so got to meet a bunch of people who also dressed from that, which was fun. But yeah, that was like a pretty chill one, aside from getting stuck
Right.
in the creator lounge.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, I want Australia to have a like adult anime conventions so bad because I see that you guys have them in the States.
We do. Yep. There's a couple.
And like the closest thing that we have here is the next con that I'm being a creator for, which is in July,
Ooh.
which is AvCon. It's like the biggest convention in Adelaide, which is it's a small town. Oh, not like a small town. It's like I guess the capital city of South Australia. So it's like South Australia is more of like a country vibes, I guess. I've never been, but that's what I've heard.
Okay.
So I guess it's like, like the South in America. I guess it's that for us. Let me look at the American map. America. States. Map. Just keeps showing flags. I guess it's kind of like Louisiana.
That's a random state to call out. Okay. All right.
It is South. But it's like, I'm meaning like, the states that go hard for like Thanksgiving, like family, like oriented. They've got like the apple farms.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, that.
Like those.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know what state that is like. Like I said, I'm not educated on America. But it's like one of those, is the vibe.
Family oriented apple orchard. Yeah. No, that's mostly down south.
Yeah, that's I'm like, I know like from like what I've like seen online and stuff that it is like more of like a southern thing. Obviously, Queensland is Texas, so we've got to rule out Texas. That's why it was like Louisiana because it's next to Texas and it's south. But I guess Mississippi, Georgia, yet again, I don't know, but
Which
like the southern accent people in America.
the Southern Belle, like your Rogue from X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah. So where's she from? Where's that?
Where is Rogue from? I have no idea. All I know is
No, but I mean, like, the southern belle, right? Where are those people?
Yeah, that's down south. Louisiana.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Okay, so we'll stick with Louisiana. I'm glad I called that one first. So essentially, where I'm going is the capital city of Louisiana, but the Australian version. It's kind of shaped the same. It has a similar shape to it as well. And it's a really big convention. I've only heard amazing things, so I've never been.
That would be fun.
And what's really cool about it, right? So it is a 2-day convention, so the standard here. But they've got the pre-party on the Friday night, which is a rave. Then they've got the daytime convention, so the standard Australian convention, like family friendly. But then so it's called AvCon, and then they've got AvCon After Dark. So normal convention finishes at like 5, and then afterwards is the adult convention. So it's got like not safe for work, like fan fictions, not safe for work, like anime art.
Right.
Like you can wear like more adult costumes and cosplays.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I assume it's not like a full like adult. I'm sure it's got still within reason.
Right.
Like this is just my assumption yet again. I haven't like looked too much into it. But yeah, it's got like a full like instead of just like standard safe for work art in the artist alley, you can put like hentai and like nudity and everything in like the fan art. It's not just like has to be very tame.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. So I'm really excited for the. I'm really excited to be able to wear what I want and not get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, I bet.
and then yeah, they've got the After Dark, and that runs late, and they open up a bar for it and everything, which is super cool. Because we don't have bars at our conventions. We've got one in the Brisbane one, so the Texas. But I don't know if they still do that because I haven't gone to that one in quite a few years. But that's why we have to go off-site for our bars. But I know that a lot of American ones have like a bar at the convention center.
Yeah. Yeah. Some do. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one they have like a bar like there for like everyone to like go to and hang out. And then yeah, I'm not too sure what everyone will be doing afterwards. But because they understand that a lot of people will be coming from like interstate, like a lot of their creators and stuff, they gave us like discounted like pricing for like the hotels
Mm.
for us to stay in, which is really, and it's like a big discount. Um,
Oh, that's gotta feel good.
and like yeah, like we don't get that with like other conventions that I've been like a creator for. Like we don't get like discounted accommodation or anything. It's like, you know, just like, yeah, if you want to come, you've got to pay for your flights and everything and your accommodation, even if you don't live nearby. Like that's on you. But AvCon is just like, yeah, so we'll discount. We have a discount code for creators accommodation because we understand that a lot of you guys are coming from like interstate or like not in like Adelaide, from like different like South Australia cities. That's like if you want to stay nearby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is super cool because like obviously a lot of people will change between like the AvCon and AvCon After Dark as well.
Right.
So they'll change between like the two parts of the convention, which is what I'll be doing. Same character, but I'll be doing like the actual outfit and then either if they've got like I'm not too sure on what I'm wearing just yet. But either I'll be wearing like the actual outfit and then like a more like risque outfit
Okay.
or like a bunny version or whatever.
Nice. Nice.
And yeah, so I'm really, really excited for AvCon. It might be like my new favorite convention. And this is like their first year doing creators. So they haven't done it prior, but they've
Right.
given it to like they're like 50 or so people. So that's really exciting. And then they've got like a Discord server and it's like you've got like the local South Australia people like being like, oh, if you guys want to like get like this kind of like food. If you want like good ramen, this is where I recommend. And they've got like little recommendations because I know like a lot of people are coming from like interstate. So I'm just like saving them in a note. And I'm like, oh yes, good, good, good.
Yeah.
And because I'm driving over like early in the morning, so I'm leaving like my state at like 7 a.m. and then driving there to then get there by like 3 or 4.
Oh
To then
boy.
check into my hotel and then go to like the pre-party and then go to the convention the next day and then go to the after dark and then go to the convention on the Sunday and then to drive back on the Monday.
That is a full weekend right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Like I've got but then so that's the first weekend of July and then the second weekend of July I'm then flying out to Sydney for a different convention. So half of July.
I love this for you. I really do. I wish I. God, that's just great. Just
So it's really exciting. Um, a lot of leave from work,
yeah,
but definitely worth it.
yeah.
It'll be July will be a good month. And then
I'm excited to hear about it. I'm excited to see pictures, if any, will get shared
yeah,
too.
I'll be yeah, you know I always do like my little post con like dumps and my little essays
Yeah,
of like being like, yeah. Just my like wall of text captions. You're like, I
yeah.
did this and I did this and I did this.
And this and this and this. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's like I guess I can see how it's kind of annoying that I do that, but if conventions are,
No,
you know,
they are not
they're
annoying
not
to me.
complaining.
No.
I'm glad. I'm always down for a yap or a wall of text.
Yeah.
Um,
Just quick side note. I've been loving this. Like I. Ugh. Do I want to get an emotional side tangent? Like sure. I don't know. I just enjoy talking to you. Like I really do. It's been really great. Seriously. I've had some days where I just get so I guess lonely. It's like I just miss having long talks with people, like especially within the
yeah.
cosplay space. And like, I hope we get to meet in person one day. Like, I think I've only met one Australian cosplayer before. Um, Several years ago, she on a whim won a trip to go to New York Comic Con, and we got to meet. And I actually haven't talked to her since I haven't actually seen her online. In several years. But I mean, like, beside the point. I mean, I don't know.
No, I get it. What was her handle? I might know her.
Uh, Feisty Cuffs.
Nah, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just like, Australia's small, maybe.
Maybe. No. No. Yeah.
I have a lot of mutuals with them. I just got up her Instagram. I was like, oh, we have a lot of mutuals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah. I hope she's doing
What,
okay.
what's
I have no idea what she's been up to.
apparently making a axe throwing place in just a state over from me.
Now you got me looking it up. Maybe I just haven't been seeing her post because that's so weird.
Oh yeah, no, she hasn't posted on her main since 2020, but she's made owner of Battle Axe AU, which is a axe throwing place.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, she is doing that now. Um,
Yeah. I'm thinking like the next convention for me is that me and my best friend we want to do just one day go to Rhode Island Comic Con, which is basically my home state's Comic Con. That they have. They've had it every year for several years. I remember like the the first or second year they somehow managed to have Jessica Negri come as a guest. This was years ago. Um, but apparently it wasn't a great experience for her, so she'd like never again wasn't gonna. I don't know. Um, it was I'm it was from what I heard from what she told me. I think it was not that it was wild. But I feel like the con's gotten better since then. Um, yeah, I've gone solo on some days, but yeah, that's the plan because this same best friend and we went to Fan Expo Boston one year, and that was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, I don't know. I always try to make sure PAX East is the one convention I go to every year. Just not because it's just semi-local, but I love the area around Boston and just around the convention itself, and just all the friends I get to see down there, um, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm always hoping to
No.
have friends to hang out with for dinner. That's one of my main things I always hope to have improve year after year because I get lonely. um, yeah,
Well, hopefully, you can get more dinner friends in future conventions.
yeah, I hope so. Um, Anything else you want to talk about, or do you want to hear tidbits about my Japan trip, or?
Let's look, because our call has been going for over 2 hours at this point.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how you're feeling.
I mean, what time is it for you?
Almost 1 in the morning.
Oh my
And
goodness.
here's the thing:
Okay.
I'm not tired. The caffeine is hitting. Now it's hitting.
Caffeine's hitting. God damn.
Usually it doesn't because I drink it so often that I have like a tolerance for it. But
Yeah.
no, this is I mean, the only thing I have going on Saturday is a haircut. That's it. I got nothing else planned. So I can suffer a very small sweep for tonight.
Very small sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Because
I usually wake up like 5 to 7 in the morning.
oh damn. So, yeah, that will be a small sleep. Because it's almost 3
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. I want to make sure you're comfortable. So it's like we could either work on to wrapping it up or go a tiny bit
Yeah,
more.
I think we should start wrapping it up because I gotta meet people after the football. So,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we could do
yeah.
that. Yeah, this is. I hope you had fun because this was great. So many conventions. Holy smokes.
And that's only the creator ones, not even the attendee.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I love the kind of growth you've been seeing. Like it's well deserved. You really do work hard on your outfits. From what I've seen, and knowing you for as long as I have been. So this is good. This is good.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Um, yeah, no, I guess we can wrap up. If any of my listeners want to come find your stuff and marvel at the work that you do, where do they go?
So I'm KarnageCos on most platforms. So KarnageCos. Um, yeah, pretty much on everything. It's that.
All right, and then you can find me mostly everywhere at Blue Lightning Cost. There will be more episodes planned, hopefully soon. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, thank you so much, Carnage, for making the time to do this with me. This was really great. I love this.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely will have to do this again soon at some point this year. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you all in the next episode.